In the C segment for crossovers and SUVs, the earlier Kia Niro EV was a very good selling car. 2022, it was the 4th most selling and most popular car in Sweden. The new one, it's a bit of a copy and paste at first glance. You get that 64.8 kilowatt hour battery. The range is 460 kilometers, whereas the earlier one did 455, so 5 kilometers more. Produces the same power, 204 horsepower. 0 to 100 is a bit slower, 7.8 seconds, whereas the earlier one did 7.5. But it's a new battery in this one, and it's from Webasto. It's supposed to be a bit more efficient and deliver figures that are a bit more spot on. Top speed is 167 kilometers an hour, and the max charging rate is 72 kilowatts at a fast charger. That's not so much, but this has another way of warming up the batteries if you put it into your navigation system when you're on your route. It should be a bit more effective, this battery. The first thing that I usually want to feel is running over some sewer lid, some uneven surface, some dents in the road and some bumps, so you immediately can get that experience of how does the comfort feel. And often electric cars, they have this more firm setup in the chassis due to its weight. But I must say that this new Kia Niro EV is very caressing and relaxed going over that uneven surface or the bumps. It really swallows these small vibrations that pop up. A very relaxed ride, and the setting feels to be a bit more soft, which suits this car rather well. And as you position yourself in the seat, you feel that you sit a bit higher than in a traditional hatchback. But the vision is good, and in sport mode or in general, it's pretty energetic. Yeah, you can feel that. It just spins off. Wow. So it got some go. 0 to 100 in 7.8 seconds, and it really gathers speed in a good way. So it keeps you awake if you want to be a bit more sporty in your drive. And the top speed is 167 kilometers an hour. And the steering is, it follows the speed rather progressively to your inputs and your reactions. But when going a bit faster, when it starts to get a bit uneven in the surface, when it starts to, lean from corner to corner, then you can feel that it's a bit more nervous. It wobbles a little. But this car is not meant to really push that hard. But if you want to do it, of course you can. But you do that in a relaxing, medium sporty way for the performance that it's got. But the throttle can be a bit too hectic in some way. It's like it wants to spin off real quick if you push it a bit too hard. But when driving slow, it feels like the brakes, they are a bit grabby. They bite a bit too quick when in traffic and getting to traffic lights, and if you want to keep the pace. So it's a bit more, hectic in that manner. That's where its competitor, the Renault Megane E-Tech, comes in with a very progressive and lean roll-off in its acceleration. It doesn't spin off. And many electric front-wheel driven cars are like this. When you push them hard, well, they spin off because you get the power immediately and all of that. Its construction and strength is a lot higher, even though it weighs 20.3 kilos less than the earlier one. And the looks of it, I think it looks a lot better than the early one. It follows Kia's new design language. It's a bit sharper in its details, and it looks a bit more like an SUV. And you might think what you want about this one. I think this bothers me a little. I don't think it looks that good. I would like to have it all in white. I can take this and that the wheel arches got it, because it gives that SUV look and that off-road look a bit. And also here, all this gray that runs across, you know, they designed this one, it swoops a little, it waves a little, and it looks good. I don't think it has that much resemblance to the old one. This looks very, very fresh. And these back lights that run up here, you also get some, I don't know, some holes here, which makes it a bit sportier. Even so, space in the boot, 451 liters, and you got that space underneath here as well. Cover that you got here, get this folded so you can put it up and you can put it down. Much easier than this big bar that you need to retract when you want to remove it. So that's very, very good. That shelf is smart, but you won't be able to put any heavier objects on it. It's mostly there to just cover what you have in your boot for peaky eyes. The Niro also has this vehicle to load ability, and with the included adapter you can charge different units. There is also a frunk that holds 20 liters of extra space. And this lane assist, well, you don't need to dig into the systems, you just hold that and you turn the lane assist off, because that lane assist, it strictly pulls you back in, which is a bit nerve-wracking. I don't like that. But when driving on longer journeys, and if you want to relax a bit, you know, it works splendid together with the cruise control, that lane assist and that automatic steering, which, yeah, you get to automatic steering without holding it for a couple of seconds. Then you have to grab the steering wheel again. But that works really, really good, and it makes you a bit more relaxed. And you got your regen paddles behind the steering wheel here. And you can set that regen in 4 different steps. And the max setting is that I paddle setting, which I in the beginning didn't like at all, but I tend to start liking it a bit more. It is relaxing just driving with the throttle, letting it off, and it comes to a complete halt. The flagship EV6, well, it looks about the same in all its functions, in its 2-spoke steering wheel, this nice steering wheel. It feels like you sit a bit higher. We were driving that car last week, so of course you sit very low in those seats compared to these ones. And talking about the seats, they are made out of recycled plastic bottles. So yeah, you feel that it's not leather, but they are very comfy. I like them. But you sit a bit high, you can't push it down anymore. And you only get this drive mode button on the steering wheel, which is Eco, Normal and Sport. And it's rather nippy. You don't feel that acceleration difference from 7.8 to 7.5 from the earlier one. And I also like this multi-touch display, which you just change from navigation map into your climate control. Works very, very good. And down here you get this glossy panel and this knob which you turn so you switch gears. You got your heating, you got your ventilated seats, and something else here. If you push this auto hold for like 3 seconds, then you get a function which cleans your discs, your braking discs. Very smart here with the cup holders. You can push them so you get a bit grip, and then you just push them aside and you get a very good storage there. You got your induction charger for your phone, but the storage here in the sides, they are rather narrow, they're rather slim. You get some plastics all around here. It's not as refined as in the EV6. It's a bit more plastic, but it looks clean, it looks nice, and the design is just, you know, clean. And in this Advanced Plus model, you get fully electric seats on both sides. And in this one, you also get something that is called relaxation seat. So you step over to this one, you push that button, and it goes down, which means that you're supposed to take a rest when you charge the car. And these seats, they are very good looking as well. They look like a dentist chair, especially the headrests. So the material quality, it feels good. You know, there's nothing to complain about. I think it's nice. This 10.25 inch screen works good. I think this is a bit more rapid than the other one that I was trying. Maybe it's got something to do with the firmware or something that you need to update it. The graphics are really good. Maybe not as good as in sharper competitors. And in this model you get the Harman Kardon sound system. You also get Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and all of that. And this little sunroof here as well. So they are well equipped, the Kias, but opt for Advanced Plus and it's fully packed. It feels like you sit a bit high as well. It's always like this in the electric cars because it's raised a bit, the floor. I'm not that tall, 175 centimeters, but it feels like I'm rather close to the roof. And I mean, if you want to have some more room, if you're 180 centimeters plus, it will be a bit more claustrophobic back here. Well, you don't want to, like lean your head to the sides, and you can't really lean down either. The space here in the back, it's all right. You know, there's no transmission tunnel, so you can sit 3 here, and I think that this middle seat is okay. The seats in themselves are good. You get the USB-C port here on each side in the front seats, but you can't change any temperature in the back here. Even so, you got some heated seats. Well, it's all right. Cup holders here. That's about it. Nothing special about it. It's always this with the high raised knees. That's it. You would like to stretch out a bit. So, yeah. And the turning circle is 10.7 meters. So it's a bit better than some of its competitors. Very good angle on this little side panel here where you got your electric window buttons. Very nice to push. Really nice. They've leaned it up and turned it a bit towards you. So when you're pushing down the windows, it's very comfortable. You don't think of that many times. You have it down here and it's a bit more flat and you need to search for them, but they are leaned towards you in a very, very nice way. But this new battery, the Webasto, which delivers the battery in this one, should be a bit better at delivering more reasonable claimed figures, and also a bit better in the charging cycles when you fast charge it.
And in an extra short episode, we tried out this newer battery at a DC charger. Check out that episode on our channel. Overall, the new Niro EV is a very good and comfortable car that just delivers some of all that required bits from a modern EV in its segment. Fast enough, well equipped, with good quality and a cozy, quiet cabin. Looking forward to see its sales statistics later this year. Maybe I'll get one, or might it be the Renault Megane E-Tech?